In the lands of ancient China, there was once a people obsessed with light. They believed the sun was the source of all joy and that darkness was the mother of all evil. One year, an ambitious alchemist approached the king with a miracle, a ritual to stop the stars and keep the sun suspended in the sky forever. "We will live in an eternal spring," they promised. At first, it was all celebrations. There were no shadows to hide in, no cold, and no fear of the things that go bump in the night. But soon, the blessing turned into a curse of fire. The plants, deprived of the rest that only darkness provides, began to wither from sheer exhaustion. Rivers dried up under the relentless harassment of the light. And worst of all, the people, unable to find sleep, lost their minds. In a world where everything was light, light itself ceased to be visible, turning into a blinding, scorching white void. That's when a wise old man who lived in a cave on the outskirts appeared at court. He carried a single unlit candle. "King," he said, "you have tried to kill the darkness, but in doing so, you have killed life. You don't understand that a seed only sprouts in the darkness of the earth, and that the eye only sees thanks to contrast. Light is not the opposite of darkness, it is its eternal companion. We live in a culture that forces you to be always on. You have to be happy, you have to be productive, you have to be successful, you have to stay in the light. We've been taught to hate our shadows, to hide our sadness, and to fear stillness as if it were a failure." If you Google Yin and Yang, you'll see thousands of images and quotes comparing it to good versus evil, light versus dark, male versus female, positive versus negative. That is a Western, binary interpretation that Taoism completely rejects. There is no moral judgment here. Yang isn't better than yin. Light isn't superior to shadow. Imagine a mountain. In the morning, the southern face gets the sun. That is yang, warmth, activity, the obvious. The northern face stays in the shade. That is yin, coolness, the hidden, the receptive. But can you have a mountain with only one side? If you take away the shadow, you take away the mountain itself. Yin and Yang are complementary forces, not enemies. Yang is the urge to act, but Yin is the space where that action can actually happen. Yang is the sound. Yin is the silence without which music would just be noise. Balance isn't a static line in the middle. It's a dynamic movement. If you try to be pure yang, all action, all light, you will collapse. If you are pure yin, only rest, only emptiness, you will stagnate. Life happens in the friction and the embrace between the two. Look at the yin and yang symbol. What should catch your eye the most isn't the two halves, but the two dots, the white dot in the black area and the black dot in the white area. This is the deepest truth about balance. Nothing is purely yin or purely yang. The moment one force reaches its peak, the seed of its opposite begins to sprout within it. When you are at the peak of success, that's usually where the seeds of pride and carelessness are planted, the ones that eventually lead to your fall. And when you are in the deepest pit of disappointment, that is precisely where the seed of wisdom and strength resides, allowing you to be reborn. To stop fighting against the bad streaks is to understand that they are just the preparation for the good ones. And to stop clinging to the good streaks is to understand that they are temporary. The wise person doesn't despair in the shadow, nor get blinded by the light. They know both are just temporary guests. We live in a world of constant productivity, social media exposure,
infinite economic growth, and mandatory happiness. This excess is creating an epidemic of burnout, anxiety, and insomnia. Do you feel guilty for doing nothing on a Sunday? Do you feel bad for being sad? That's because you've internalized the lie that rest and stillness are a waste of time. But creativity isn't born from frantic effort, it's born from the void of boredom. A muscle doesn't grow while you're lifting the weight, it grows while you sleep. Your obsession with erasing the negative from your life is like trying to cut off your own shadow. You'll only exhaust yourself. The balance of shadows is about giving your dark side permission to exist. It's accepting that there are times to sow and times to let the earth rest under the snow. If you don't allow winter in your soul, you will never have a true spring. In our culture, receptive or passive sounds like weakness. We want to be the ones who hit, the ones who talk, the ones who lead. Imagine a valley. The valley is low, it is humble, but precisely because it is low, all the water from the mountains flows into it. The valley doesn't have to struggle to get water. Its very position of humility attracts it. How can you be a valley in your work or relationships? Instead of trying to impose your opinion, try listening deeply. By receiving information from others, you become the master of the situation. Instead of forcing an opportunity, create the space for the opportunity to find you. Yin is the art of availability. It's being empty enough so that life can fill you up. The strength of Yang is the strength of the arrow. The strength of Yin is the strength of the bow that holds it and gives it direction. Without a flexible, tense bow, the arrow is just a useless stick. Learn to value your receptive side, your silence, and your intuition. That is where your true invulnerability lies. Why do we clash with the people we love? Often, it's a problem of polarity. When two people try to be yang at the same time, both wanting to be right, both wanting to control, both shouting, it creates a fire that consumes everything. When both are yin, no one makes decisions, no one speaks, no one acts. It creates a stagnation that rots the relationship. The balance of shadows in a couple or a friendship is about taking turns. Sometimes it's your turn to be the sun that guides, and sometimes it's your turn to be the moon that reflects and calms. Conflict arises when we refuse to occupy the space that the moment requires. Accepting your partner's yin, their moments of vulnerability, their need for space, isn't giving in, it's nurturing. And allowing your partner to see your own shadow is an act of bravery that strengthens the bond. A healthy relationship isn't one where there is always light, but one where both people know how to walk together in the dark without letting go of each other's hand. Stop punishing yourself for having low days. That is your body asking for calm and rest. If you ignore it now, it will force you to stop later through illness. Learn to read your internal tides. And when you are in a moment of great success, ask yourself, what am I neglecting? Look for that little black dot. When you are in a moment of crisis, ask yourself, what door is opening because of this pain? Look for the white dot. Balance isn't 50-50 all the time. It's what you need at each moment to stay centered. Like a surfer on a wave, the board is constantly moving, but the surfer's center of gravity remains stable. In the end, Yin and Yang teach you that perfection is a lie, but wholeness is a beautiful truth. You are not a creature of pure light. You are a landscape of deep valleys and bright peaks. You have within you the capacity to create and the capacity to destroy. You have the right to laugh
and the sacred right to cry. To stop fighting your contradictions is the beginning of true peace. Don't try to fix your shadows. Learn to live in them. Because only when you stop fearing the dark do you stop being a slave to the light. The circle is already complete. You are already complete. With your mistakes, your fears, and your radiant light. It's all part of the same thing. Tell me in the comments, in what area of your life have you been pushing too much yang and need to allow a little yin? Let's create a space to acknowledge our shadows and find balance together. Thank you for letting me share these words with you. Subscribe if you're looking for a refuge of wisdom amidst the constant noise. And now, do me a favor. Sit in the silence. Let the shadow wrap around you for a second, and feel how in that stillness, your light begins to shine again. Until next time.